Hello, beloveds! Welcome to the Soul Family. In this video, I want to share with you how to survive the great polarization that we are experiencing right now in our relationships at an intimate level and at a social level. So, the thing about polarization is that you feel pressured to take a stand that has to point someone out as guilty. That's the illusion of it. So you feel the pressure to decide within yourself who is right and who is wrong, which emotions within you are acceptable and which aren't, in relationship to what you are seeing on your outside, on your outer relationships. So you're going to see some people who are supporting the vax. You're going to see some people who don't. You're going to see people who share that they are scared about the bug, the virus. I want to avoid saying the word. And you're going to see people who really want to make it better, come back to normal, and have a lot of mixed feelings about it, and that's okay. But the thing is that you're probably feeling that pressure to stand in some of the groups, and this only creates more division within yourself and fractures your inner self. And this is a tendency, a long-term tendency that we've been conditioned by, and that has absolutely created the fragmented society that we have and we see now. So I want to give you some tips, some reflections to take a look within yourself in relation to your inner voice. You're gonna realize that your inner voice is dual as well. It has a feminine side to it and a masculine side to it. It has a rational side and an emotional side, a logical and an intuitive, a side that is going to show you that it feels and sees a situation in a way, and another one which is probably the opposite of it. So you probably feel in an inner conflict because you're trying to decide which one of these is the correct one. If I go by this one, then I'm going to support some people and I'm going to be accepted by some people and not by others, and vice versa. And so the thing is that this dual way of thinking, which is the mechanism of the ego that tries to decide or choose one side of the story in detriment of the other, only creates more fragmentation and anguish within yourself and gives you less integrity. Because when you admit to yourself that you can hold within yourself, hold the space for both of your sides and even your multiple inner feelings about a situation, or even your multiple contradictory visions about a situation. When you can hold those contradictions within yourself, you are starting to amend yourself and you are starting to soothe the fragmentation, the division that lies within your heart. Because your inner voice has to hold both your right hemisphere and left hemisphere, your divine masculine, divine feminine, feminine energy, masculine energy, both sides of yourself, of your design, human design. When you can make both coexist as the yin yang, this very wise symbol that you probably know from the Eastern tradition, when you can hold that within yourself, a third vision is created. And this third vision, that is the alchemy of both sides within you, is that third eye vision, is that inner truth that is guided by your higher self. Because only when you are stepping and holding the space for yourself from that higher self, which is actually your guide, your soul guide, when you are looking and holding the space for both of your energies, you are actually aligned with your higher self, and you are creating a new vision, the golden son or daughter that you are from both of your energies, of your inner energies, and you are opening up to an integrity, inner integrity. This inner truth, which is the alchemy of both of your energies within you, is what gives you the freedom and the inner peace to say, I am okay with all of what I am. And when that happens within yourself, you are going to realize that your outer environments, your relationships will also change, because you are going to become more empathic as you accept that some of your inner parts feel some certain way and you accept them. When you see that polarization outside yourself and you see some people are very sad for this and some people are very scared because of that, some people are very defensive because of this and that, you are going to be able to have empathy and step into those shoes, everyone's shoes, and know and accept how they feel. This is going to train you into a more tolerant and compassionate person, because instead of being offended by how they think or feeling that you have to compete with them or deliberate who is guilty, who is right and who is wrong, you are going to learn to see the bigger picture and be the bigger person. And the bigger person does not mean that you are superior than others. It just means that you have a bigger, higher perspective that can hold everyone's truth, because that's what consciousness is about. That's what ultimately unity consciousness is, that everyone, you realize that each one of us is a fractal of the holy whole truth. So if you can be honest with yourself and amend these contradictions and make them coexist with love, like an inner sacred matrimony within yourself, an inner union, then outside you're going to stop many of your fights, and you're going to be able to be empathic and resonate with many people, and this is going to dissolve many of the divisions and frictions that you might be experiencing right now in your relationships. So the other side of this is that when you realize that you have a higher self and you have these two energies, you can also learn from this higher vision, your higher self. You can learn to identify your ego. And the ego is the one who holds, is the reservoir, the trunk of all of your wounds and your stories and your past. So it is going to be very limited, and it is going to be trying to deliberate who is right and who is wrong and who is guilty and who's your enemy and who are your friends, and it's trying to perpetuate this division. And also it is going to be offended by other people. So if any part of you is offended, or if you see someone else offended just because someone gave an opinion or has a specific life vision about something, then you can see that it is the ego that is reacting and is trying to preserve, and it is in survival mode, because there is nothing to be offended by. You cannot be. Would you be offended? Why would you be offended by someone's vision about something? Unless they come like a trooper trying to cut your head and kill you because of how you think, which that might happen. But as long as you don't, you train yourself to don't let your ego be offended by someone else's opinion, and you can hold the space quantumly, energetically, for them just to be. It is going to change the energetic relationship that you are having with them anyway. So because everything works by the law of mirror, when something comes to your experience that is creating friction, if you clean that within yourself and come into that inner union, it is going to be reflected outside of yourself. So if you see pain, suffering, fight, competition, whatever, open yourself and say, divinity, clean this within me. Let me purify as a mirror what I am seeing outside of me. Let me be a vessel of purification of this duality. Let me clean the space. Let me be that mirror and bridge. I love you. I hope this serves you, and I will see you around.